Let me, got it. Let me share my screen. Okay, so sorry about the sirens. I don't know if you hear that, but it's going crazy over here. So a little bit about myself before I get started with the Metro program presentation. So a little bit about myself. I am an educator. I am an artist. I went to SF State as well, and I graduated in 2018. I'm getting my master's now in education. And so I'm in that program. I was not a part of the Metro program, but I feel like I actually benefited from like the cohorts and like the community that was built by Metro. And so all of my friends, like now thinking about it, like most of my friends are a part of the Metro program. I met them through doing like political actions like on campus. And so I was able to actually like meet people who thought like me and had the same like kind of ambitions and passions like myself. And so I feel like I actually like really benefited from that. My sisters are a part of the program. So I have one person, my middle sister graduated, and then I have a sister who is like currently there and currently a part of the program like as well. I graduated from state with my bachelor's in Africana Studies, so in Black Studies. And I'm a first generation student, and I'm from SoCal, so like I kind of have experience of like living off campus and kind of just like going other places too. So if you have any questions about like just college in general, or like what are the like ways to do things, just like let me know and I'll be down to answer them. So just a little bit about the program. What Metro actually does is help high school students actually transition from high school to college. And we found that that's really important. Metro was created because there's statistics that show that in the first 2 years, the retention for students, particularly first generation students, Black and Brown students, under like represented students are typically goes down. And so a lot of students end up actually dropping out. And so Metro was created to kind of like be an answer for that and to kind of like be a solution to that. And so the way that we help support students the most is by giving them classes for your first 2 years. So you'll get classes for your first 2 years that cover your A through G requirements. Our classes also like intertwine with social justice. And we do this because we want everyone and all the students who come into class to be the expert of the things that are happening in their area, and also to be able to like put like names and ideas to the things that they see in their neighborhoods to like make them the experts. So our classes are mixed with social justice, but we have 4 classes that are core classes. And these classes you need to take them once while you're at state, but you'll get at least one of these classes each semester. So sometimes you may get like oral communication class and your writing class in the same semester, or you might get your math class and your English class in your same semester. But these are our golden 4 classes. The reason why we have these classes as our like main classes that we give students is because these classes typically get filled up because they're kind of like a loophole to take classes and like kind of progress forward. So once you get these classes, you can start working on your upper division units as a lower division student. So as a sophomore, you can start taking classes that will be for juniors and seniors if you take these 4 classes and get the permission of the professors. So we help students kind of like accelerate through that. And the cool thing about being a part of the Metro program is that if you are a part of the Metro program, you sign up, you can you're the only people and you're the only students who are actually able to join these classes. And so these classes have safe seats. Our Metro classes are typically smaller, so there'll be about 40 students maximum in classes, but it's typically just like 20 students, 30 students. And we do this because there's classes on campus, like I help advise students where there's a class of like 500 students. And there's so many people. And sometimes I've been in a class with 150 people and you can feel like a number, your teacher doesn't even know you. And I feel so impersonal, especially coming from high school where your counselors know you, they're having career fairs, they're having all different types of college fairs, people coming to talk to you, they're very like engaged in your academic progress. When you get to college, there isn't really there because there are so many people. And so Metro acts as a place to like kind of help you get through that. And we help you with advising, we help you with tutoring, financial aid. We have early intervention. And I think the cool thing about Metro, as well as it being just for Metro students, is that like, we have our own counselors. And so Metro acts like a school within a school. And so you will have your counselors who are going to be the ones who are kind of like in charge of your cohort. And so the cohorts are broken down into the schools that are at SF State. And so there's other, so if you're thinking about doing like science, or if you're thinking about doing biology, you'll be in the STEM program, you'll be in the STEM cohort, and there's a few coordinators who are within the Science Academy. And if you're thinking about doing liberal creative arts, we have a cohort for you too. So these are all of our cohorts. So we have business, health, engineering, ethnic studies, education, and liberal creative arts and science. And so this is really beneficial. And I said that I also like benefited from this as well, because you're going to be with students who are also thinking about doing what you're doing. So they are also going to be doing, if you're in liberal creative arts, you'll have people who are on set design, you'll have people who are in music, you'll have people who are in cinema, you'll have people who are in fashion. So you're able to network, because a lot of the times you will all be in the same circles, you'll be in the same classes. And this is like really useful, because like college is really, there's a lot of people, it's really fast sometimes, and we get like kind of nervous to meet people. And so like these cohorts, you'll be moving your first 2 years with these students. And so you'll be able, once you get to your major courses, junior, senior, you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember you, like let's study, let's hang out. A lot of people have made friends. Like the other coordinator, he was like, the people that I met in my cohort, like I went to LA with them, like they let me stay at their family's house. So it's like much more than just academically that they help you out, and you can build things academically. You can also build things as like friends, and just like working with people. Like I started rapping with the people that I met from Metro. Like I started making music and doing videos, and these were people that like I kind of met that were in the ethnic studies cohort. And so we had kind of the same vision, and so we're able to actually work together. So this is really cool. And then you have your coordinators, who are going to be the people who are there to like help you with internships. They're also going to be your teachers and your advisors, which is really dope, because at colleges, there's so many people that go. And so they have like a limited amount of counselors who are able to help this big amount of students. And so the time, a lot of the times, is going to be kind of just like quick and fast. And they don't really get to know you, and they don't really get to take that time. So you'll have a professor who's your coordinator, who will be advising you as well, and be like, hey, actually you were kind of sleepy in our morning classes, but in the afternoon classes, you were alert, you were like the leader of your group. So maybe you should take afternoon classes instead of morning classes, because you're more productive. And so you actually have people who are invested in you. And I think one thing that I really truly love about Metro is that like the people who are a part of Metro, the teachers, counselors, outreach coordinators, everybody is really invested in the betterment of our community and the betterment of the students that we want to help, because we know that this isn't just only for you. We know that this is a foundation that will end up helping other people. It will help your family. It will help if you want to have kids in the future, if you want to have a family in the future, the people that you come in contact with, it will help them. And so we want to be there to support you. Those who are part of the Metro program, they actually end up graduating in 4 4.5 years to 5 years. And those who are not in the Metro program, they end up graduating like a year later. So 5.5 to 6 years. And the reason why that is because we have our own classes that are only available for Metro students. So if you want to get that benefit and get the support at Metro, you can fill out an application today. There will be a QR code, and I'll also put the link in the chat. And you can like fill that out. One thing about filling out the application is that you will have to come to an info session to like fully enroll into the program. And so once you fill out an application, you'll see on the application, it'll say pick an info session date. So you pick one of the info session dates, and then you will come to that info session. We'll tell you more in detail about what orientation will look like, what the next steps will be for you at SFSU, and then you'll be fully admitted into the program. And if you at any time don't want to be a part of the program, you can always let us know. But yeah, that is basically the end of the presentation. If you want to, these are info session dates as well. So we have one February 26th, March 12th, March 26th, and then April 1st. They're on Saturdays. So from 11 to 12, we're just going to steal an hour of your Saturday to just get you all prepared to make that next step and to move forward into college, so you just feel secure. So if you want, you can take a picture of the QR code. This is a QR code for the application. So if you want to sign up for the Metro program, we would love to help you out. And one thing that we actually tell students too is like, even if San Francisco State is like your 10th option, we just say to apply to Metro, because sometimes you never know what life is going to bring you and what it's going to throw at you, and you end up at end up at San Francisco State. And then you'll already have people there to help you, support you during that time. So if you don't want to be a part of the program, if you don't end up actually coming to SF State, don't worry about like, I already filled out the Metro application, so I have to go. Like, no, it's totally fine. You just let us know that you're not going, and it's cool. But we just want to give you the option of just signing up and just having that already there in the back of your mind, and just having that solace. Like, if I do go to state, I do have people already that I know Shelby, I could call on Shelby. I know that I can call on Metro to actually help me out. And so these are the scholarships websites. So that's our email. If you have any questions about anything else, if you have friends that haven't already if you have friends that have applied to SF State, but they want to find out about Metro, or you think that that might be good for them, you can also give them the email. So it's metro@sfsu.edu. And then the scholarships, one thing that we have been telling students, please look at scholarships, because a lot of times what we've been seeing now is like students have holds on their account and they're like, where am I going to get $1,000 from? And, you know, a lot of times we're like, we don't want to write an essay. I don't want to write an essay. Like, I feel the same way, but I'm like writing these essays because it's really important. There's money out there for that people are just trying to give to students who are, you know, trying to invest in themselves. And it is a real big investment. You can tweak your essay, so you can write like a general essay and then tweak it to apply to other scholarships. So it doesn't have to be like a, you know, like a huge thing every time. But yes, just apply to scholarships. I found out from another presentation that like there was a student that actually like made like $100,000 off of scholarships and like actually got awarded $100,000. And I was like, that's crazy. Like, that's way more than I even get paid. So yeah, there's money out there and there's people out there like willing to give that to you. And it's just like telling them like, hey, this is what I want to invest in myself. And like, you know, these are why you should invest in me too. So just take that time out to do scholarships. I know I sound probably like your parents, but that is really important, because now I'm broke and I'm like, I should have signed up for those scholarships. So just sign up for those scholarships. But here's our information. If you want to follow us on Instagram, you can, Facebook, all the places that you need to reach out to us, this number. But yeah, if you cannot reach us at the number, just send us an email. And that is the end of the presentation.
All right, thank you. Tony, do you have any questions specifically? All right, thank you for stopping in, Shelby. Thank you for the presentation. We'll have this recorded and we'll have this uploaded to our website. So anybody who's interested in, we can direct them to it. Can you send an email afterwards with your contact info just in case?
Yeah, absolutely. And then I can also send you an email with the presentation, so you can also send it to them too.
Awesome. That sounds excellent. Thank you, Shelby.
Okay. Cool.
So I got into SFSU, but I'm not sure if I'm going yet. But you said I should still like apply to Metro right now.
Yeah, so we just tell students to like apply to Metro just in case, because like, you know, once you get into graduation comes, summer's coming, you're trying to figure out where you're going, you will forget about it. And then you'll be like, oh gosh, like, what do I do? And so we just want to kind of like get that out the way too, just in case, because then we'll start emailing you so you don't forget about us as well. So like just on, yeah, like if you don't want to, it's fine, but we just kind of like suggest that just in case it is an option that you already have like the support there. And so if you do decide to come to SF State, like that's one less thing that you have to worry about, because we'll email you, be like, hey, have you signed up for summer orientation? Have you got your classes yet? We can see if you haven't got any classes yet, or we can see if you're in the wrong classes as well. So we're there to like support you. So if you want, we definitely encourage you signing up for Metro, because we're there as support.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And then also one thing I was gonna say too, is like, regardless of where you go, look for places like Metro. So like Metro is only at SF State, but when you go to any other school, like regardless of what school you're trying to go to, like say you wanna go to Berkeley instead, you should look up, you can Google like Berkeley undergraduate at like program, and then you can, or like, yeah, undergraduate admissions, I'm sorry. So you can look up like UC Davis undergraduate admissions. You can look up like Spelman undergraduate admissions, and then reach out to them and be like, hey, do you have any like programs that help support incoming freshman students, first generation students, whatever like your identity is, like just find out from them if there's anything that they can kind of help you with, because like when you go to college, like regardless of where you go, it's like you kind of just get dropped there. And so there's like, you don't know what classes you need to take. There's different people are taking different classes. It's not all the same things. So it's really like important to have people there to support you, because like I found out that you can get an I. I didn't even know that was a grade. But if I didn't get that I would have not graduated. And it was just like I had somebody there telling me that, but like I was freaking out. So if you have that knowledge before, if you have people there like, hey, like maybe you shouldn't change your major yet, and like give you advice, I feel like it will make it so much easier. Like for you to navigate, because you'll know, like you'll have people there who know the system, who know how to like help you through it. So like no matter where you go, you should definitely look for people that can help you and support you in that time, because it can get really crazy. Like you're there being an adult, going to class, having life, all of these things. So just find people who can support you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's excellent advice.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much for your presentation today.
Of course, of course. Have a good one, y'all.
Thank you. See you later.